Hello everyone, it's me, Natty. Hoping everything is going well for you, and if not, I hope you do keep safe to some degree. This week, instead of the video I originally planned, I will be doing something different, as it's quite an important event that has just happened. As you may have known, last week, as the weekend neared, a hurricane named Florence made landfall in the Carolinas. You may or may not know, but I live in the Carolinas myself, the Sandhills to be more specific. Hurricane Florence came right through my area. The winds could be felt days in advance of the first rains that hit my area. The hurricane was very slow moving when it made landfall, going at a crawling pace as it moved through my state in South Carolina itself. Due to this crawling movement, there was a lot of rains. Many inches per day fell down in my area, so much so that the ground outside my home and the neighborhood was essentially marshes for many days. Even now, as the sun has been out since Monday at the earliest, even then we still got many branches of storms from the hurricane. The ground is still very wet and still a fair bit difficult to walk through. My county and others around me got the heaviest rains of the hurricane. The flooding of our own creeks and rivers is pretty immense. Most of it is likely going down to South Carolina, and I wish everyone down there well as the flooding occurs. Please do stay safe, and if you know your house is in an area where it floods, please do try to escape in time. Now, the information I will be telling from this point onwards may not give a full picture, as we only got power back Wednesday afternoon, and thus I didn't have any communications with the outside world. But yes, now I will be talking about the hurricane from my perspective after all this has taken place. I'm sure there are many reports and others talking about the hurricane, but this is my own experiences. We lost power on the 14th twice. We lost it around 2 p.m. for the first time, then regained it around 3 p.m. During that time, I tried making any foods as quick as I could before the power would turn back off. Right after I had made some food, the power went right back out, not even 20 minutes after it was regained. We didn't regain power again until the 19th. Though some places in town kept their power, but many who did had generators. From the things I had seen just walking around, I have seen many trees and debris scattered about. Many roofing tiles and shingles are off. One house that had half of their tree fall down during the last hurricane in our area, Matthew, had the other half fall down on their house yet again during this hurricane. That tree was a strong one. Coincidence it fell on their house in 2 successive hurricanes. No major damage to the house from what I could tell. The roof is pretty strong, even against a massive tree like it. Many trees were down on the power lines, and I did observe some explosions all the way from my house. The power lines and all parts of them were exploding in town. Along with the many damages to power lines, we also had many of our street signs ripped off from their placements. Those things are heavy, so it shows just how strong that wind is. There was even one report I got from the radio of a train derailing just because of how much water was flowing soon after leaving town just south of me. It was going towards Scotland County when the event happened. The flooding was immense on the rivers. Many roads and bridges in and out of the county were flooded and or closed. We weren't isolated from the mainland as Wilmington is, but supplies weren't getting in too easily. Many of the stores were running out of quite a few items by the time the power returned for most of the town. One lake, which is almost always nearly empty, was overflowing its dam due to the rain, almost sweeping away the road with it. Last I saw, the bridge had water at the same level as the road. I haven't been able to go around much, no money left, the car has no gas, the roads are closed, and a myriad of other things. But I have been able to walk around to some degree. That's how I've seen most of the damages for myself. The rest I have only just begun to see. The damages are awful, not just here, but throughout the states affected. I know many places in the Carolinas got hit pretty badly, and I'm hoping for a speedy recovery for all the affected areas. During the hurricane, I used up all my savings to get food and water, as we had no food left after power went out, and ran out of water and drinks on the third day. I even ran out during the hurricane to get across the intersection to get drinks and food on one day. I waited between large wind gusts and rain waves to slowly make my way across. I am safe, don't worry. I definitely would not recommend doing it for yourself, though. It's very dangerous. Many flags and banners are ripped to shreds across town. Even the flags atop flagpoles were ripped off during the storm. It was definitely strong. The church steeple next door was even shaking pretty violently during the hurricane. It could have easily come down. Mind you, this steeple is new. They replaced the old one just the other year. The winds and rains from the hurricane were extremely terrifying, especially the lightning. Some struck so close the entire house rumbled. One even hurt my back as I lay in bed. It was that fierce. The winds and rains also moved the house some as they happened. It was a very terrifying few days of experiencing that. The heat was also becoming unbearable inside, as the air we did get didn't come through the windows enough to cool things off. It was also quite a few sleepless nights. On Tuesday and Wednesday, I walked on down to my grandfather's house to check in on him. Grew worried due to his recent health, and where he lived was near one of the creeks I had mentioned. His power was still on and he was fine, but the neighborhood of his wasn't the best looking. The branches spread out, and even the tree that fell on the power line was massive. It was during these walks that I walked much farther than I ever would normally, and it was also the time I saw the most damage personally. Spent lots of time cleaning up the roads myself of what I could. Many roads are still littered as this video airs. Likely will remain so for weeks, if not months. There were some warnings on the radio of tornadoes, and I believe some did touch down in only the county over. Maybe one touched down in our county too, but all our local radio stations were out of power, and I couldn't get many local reports. I had to rely on occasional mention from radio stations of other counties. Even then, our county wasn't mentioned nearly at all. 3 mentions of our county directly, and the only mentions of my town was when explaining where certain interstates stopped at. But for the work the radio stations did in reporting the major issues and keeping everyone up to date, I applaud them for. Keeping informed is very much helpful, especially during these sort of situations. My heart goes out to all those affected by this disaster, and I do hope everyone out there remains safe and can make it through this terrible event. To all those in flooded or to-be flooded areas especially, water can be quite a destructive force of nature. Please remember to heed the warnings of the authorities, and if you see the barricades, please do not try going around them. You may think the water seems fine, but you could end up as another casualty of this disaster. There were some who did go around the barricades in my county, and they ended up needing medical care, so please obey the signs and barricades. They are put there for your safety. To everyone in the affected areas, we can all make it through this. Stay strong. If you're able, do help out your neighbors. We are all in this together. The eyes of the nation and the world are watching us. People do care, and I find it wonderful how many states are helping out in the recovery efforts. Everyone out there who are helping and rescuing others, thank you very much for what you are doing. You're doing incredible work. Now, this is all I have that I feel like I can say without repeating the warnings we have heard for many days in my area and on the radio for our states. My regularly scheduled videos will be back next week, or I would hope so, but until then, this has been Natty. Please stay safe, and I wish everyone peace and safety as the recovery continues.